Donaldson has developed a two-stage automated cleaning solution for diesel particulate filters that is simple and safe to operate: the Pulse Cleaner and Thermal Regenerator. Diesel particulate filters, also called DPFs, deliver the highest particulate emissions reduction compared to flow-through and multi-stage flow-through filters. The DPF is an internal component to a muffler, and it typically consists of a ceramic substrate wrapped with an outer liner. Exhaust flows through the thousands of narrow channels found in the diesel particulate filter and is forced through the channel walls. It is the ceramic filter that requires routine cleaning. This video covers the installation, operation, and maintenance of the Donaldson two-stage cleaning system, our DPF Pulse Cleaner, and our DPF Thermal Regenerator. The Pulse Cleaner is the first stage of the DPF cleaning process. The DPF Pulse Cleaner provides maintenance facilities, an enclosed, automated unit that uses high-volume, low-pressure air to quickly clean diesel particulate filters in 15 minutes or less. The Pulse Cleaner accommodates Donaldson and most commercially available filters. The DPF Thermal Regenerator is the second stage of the DPF cleaning system. It is designed to remove hydrocarbons and unburned particulate within the filter channels. It provides maintenance facilities with an enclosed automated unit that burns particulate matter on plugged diesel filters. Pulse cleaning and thermal regeneration are required as part of your DPF service requirement or as indicated by an onboard filter service monitor. The DPF Pulse Cleaner should be installed indoors on a hard, flat surface and leveled. Allow 4 inches of clearance on the left side and 12 inches of clearance on the back and right sides. The handle on the right side of the unit lowers and raises the lift table and must be easily accessible. The upper and lower doors must be able to open completely. A clean, dry air source with 90 psi minimum shop air and 4 cubic feet per minute is required, as well as a 120-volt electrical outlet. Before cleaning a DPF, a one-time startup test should be done to make sure the unit is operational. Once the unit has been leveled, connect the air supply and plug it in. Turn the power switch to on. Make sure that the test sleeve that was included with the unit is still in place. Shut the door and make sure that the filter positioned light is on. Turn the selector switch to test. Turn the selector switch to pulse. There is a 1.5 minute delay before the first pulse. Run through the entire pulse cycle until the cycle complete light flashes. Turn the selector switch to off. Remove and save the test sleeve after this initial checkout. Once the initial startup has been completed, you are ready to clean a filter. Make sure the DPF is cool. Never insert a DPF that is hot. Make sure the power switch is on. Center the filter on the cone-shaped lift table with the dirty side down. Visually check that the top of the filter is level for proper sealing against the hood. Raise the lift table until the filter makes contact with the hood and the filter positioned light is on. Continue turning the crank handle one more turn for a tight seal. Close and latch the upper door. The air pulse operation discharges a loud, intermittent burst of air. Hearing protection should be worn while operating the unit. Test the filter back pressure before cleaning by turning the selector switch to the test position. If the DPF temperature is too hot, the high temperature lockout light will flash and shut down the unit. Turn the switch to off and restart the process with a cool filter. Turn the selector switch to test. Record the back pressure of the dirty filter. Turn the selector switch to pulse. The unit will pulse after 1.5 minutes and continue to pulse automatically every 40 seconds. When the pulsing cycle is complete, the cycle complete light will flash. Turn the selector switch back to the test position. Record the pulse cleaned reading and compare it to the initial reading. Turn the selector switch to the off position. Open the door. Turn the crank handle to lower the lift table and remove the filter. Routine maintenance for the pulse cleaner consists of changing the ash receptacle, draining the air tank, and changing the panel filters as needed. To check the life of the ash receptacle, perform a pressure test using the test sleeve that was shipped with the unit. Turn the power switch to on. Center the sleeve on the lift table and check to see that it is horizontally level. Raise the lift table until the sleeve makes contact with the hood and the filter positioned light illuminates. Then rotate the crank one more revolution. Close and latch the upper door. Turn the pressure gauge to the test position and observe the pressure. If the test pressure is above 2 inches of H2O, replace the ash receptacle. To replace the ash receptacle, turn the selector switch to off. Open the carton containing the replacement ash receptacle and remove, but do not dispose of the white cap. Wear proper respiratory and safety protection when replacing the ash receptacle. Open the bottom door. Pull the retention handle outward to release the ash receptacle. Remove the ash receptacle and cover it with the cap supplied from the new ash receptacle. Place the new ash receptacle open side up on the retention lift. Make sure it is pushed all the way back until it stops on the lift. Lift the retention handle towards the ash receptacle, locking the new unit into place. Close the bottom door. There are 2 panel filters that collect particulate if the ash receptacle plugs or if the DPF is incorrectly installed. Under normal operation, the panel filters will not need to be replaced. If a filter is damaged or dirty, it must be replaced. Turn the power switch to off. Remove the bolts and retainer clips on the back of the unit. Remove the old panel filter and replace it with a new panel filter. Note the airflow direction on the filter and make sure the filter is installed properly. Reinstall the retainer clips and bolts. The air tank has an integral condensate drain. On a monthly basis, drain the air tank by pulling on the cable located in the upper compartment. Further information, including schematics, safety procedures, and a troubleshooting guide, can be found in the installation, operation, and maintenance manual that is included with the Pulse Cleaner. Donaldson's cleaning systems are self-contained and easy to install and operate. They're designed vertically to make a small footprint on your floor space. They use proven components backed by an experienced field support network. The DPF thermal regenerator is the second stage of the DPF cleaning system. The Donaldson DPF thermal regenerator is an enclosed, automated thermal regenerator that burns diesel particulate matter on plugged DPFs. The length of time required to clean one diesel particulate filter is 7 hours. After a diesel particulate filter has completed the thermal regeneration process, it must be pulse cleaned a final time to remove any remaining ash. The thermal regenerator should be installed indoors on a hard, flat surface and leveled. Make sure to leave a minimum of 12 inches of clearance on all sides. The thermal regenerator requires exterior venting. Donaldson recommends metal ducting that is 6 inches in diameter and as short a run as possible. Follow all local codes. Connect the thermal regenerator air valve assembly to a clean, dry compressed air supply with 90 psi minimum shop air and 4 cubic feet per minute. Install a compressed air shutoff valve and bleed-type air filter upstream of the connection. 2 electrical sources are required on this unit. The thermal regenerator must be hardwired using a single-phase 208 or 240-volt 30-amp branch circuit. Refer to the electrical schematic in the manual and follow all local electrical codes. Plug in the 120-volt 15-amp cord into an electrical outlet. A diesel particulate filter should be pulse cleaned before being cleaned in the thermal regenerator. After pulse cleaning, place the filter dirty side down on the heater assembly and wrap the filter with the supplied thermal shield. The purpose of the thermal shield is to retain heat within the filter and keep the temperature down to a safe level during the cleaning process. The outer surface of the shield should be reflective and clean. Over time, it may lose its clean reflective quality, and the safety photosensor will not recognize that the shield is in place. Lock the door and push the cycle start button. After pushing the start button, the ventilation fans will engage, the heating light will illuminate, and the heating cycle begins. The panel on the thermal regenerator has 3 cycle modes: heating, cool down, and complete. During the cleaning process, the filter goes through a preheating stage, a controlled combustion air pulse heating cycle, followed by a cool down cycle to slowly lower the temperature of the filter. After the cool down cycle is completed, the DPF can be removed from the thermal regenerator. Wear gloves when removing the filter from the thermal regenerator, as the filter could be hot enough to burn. Unwrap the thermal shield and remove the filter from the heater assembly. The regeneration cycle may leave ash on the filter. The ash needs to be removed before use. Reinstall the filter into the pulse cleaner for the final cleaning cycle. The DPF thermal regenerator has 6 safety devices, including an open door alert switch that prevents the cleaning process from starting if the door is not properly closed, an electric door lock that prevents the door from opening during the cleaning process, a photo sensor that checks if the filter is properly centered and placed on the heater assembly, an air pressure safety switch that detects improper air pressure, a high heat sensor. If the filter does not have the thermal shield, excessive heat is generated in the unit, and the sensor shuts down the heating cycle. And finally, an emergency stop button. The DPF thermal regenerator requires minimal service. On a routine basis, the ash collection drum will need to be emptied. Wear proper eye, face, and hand protection when servicing the ash collection drum. Take care to support the drum during servicing. Dropping the drum will cause a fine ash to disperse. Release the collection drum from the unit by releasing the clamp and carefully lowering it to the floor. Empty the drum contents and dispose of according to local laws and regulations. Replace the ash collection drum and reconnect the clamp. Further information, including schematics, safety procedures, and a troubleshooting guide, can be found in the installation, operation, and maintenance manual that is included with the unit. Donaldson's cleaning systems are self-contained and easy to install and operate. They're designed vertically to make a small footprint on your floor space. They use proven components backed by an experienced field support network. Thank you for choosing Donaldson.